I never thought I would discover an infidelity from my office. There were no suspicious messages, no strange calls. There was something worse. The idiot forgot one small detail. The cameras are also on my phone. I was already at work when I opened the home security camera app. I didn't do it out of suspicion. It's something I always do, a habit. And there I saw him, coming back home at a time when he was supposedly in a meeting. He parked the car carefully, as if that would help, and from the passenger's seat, a woman got out who wasn't me. I saw it clearly, no doubts, no way to deny it later. I watched them go inside, laughing. I saw him look around before closing the door, as if the danger were outside and not in the betrayal he was committing inside. I didn't feel like crying. I felt rage, the kind that makes you want to scream. I closed the app. I kept working. I smiled when people talked to me. I replied to emails. I ate. Everything normal on the outside. Inside, I was furious. That night, he came home like nothing had happened. He kissed me, asked how my day was, said he was tired, the same speech as always. I looked at him and thought, you have no idea what I just saw. And that's when I made the most important decision. I wasn't going to say anything. Not yet. Because if there was one thing I was sure of, it was that I wasn't going to stay in the role of the naive, cheated-on wife. I wasn't going to beg for explanations. I wasn't going to apologize for something I didn't do. I wasn't going to give him the relief of a confession. I started acting like always, just as affectionate, just as present, just as normal. And strangely enough, that's what empowered me the most, knowing something he didn't know that I knew. Meanwhile, I planned my revenge. A few weeks later, I organized a trip with my friends. 7 days. Beach, going out, alcohol, laughter. I told him like it was nothing important. He didn't suspect a thing. On the contrary, he even seemed relieved to be alone. Poor naive man. Before leaving, I checked the cameras again, just to confirm something I already knew. The betrayal hadn't been a mistake. It was a choice. I got on the plane with a strange mix of anger, pain, and determination. I wasn't going on vacation to clear my head. I was going to give him back exactly what he had made me feel. Not for pleasure, not out of curiosity, for revenge. On the first day, I met a man at the hotel. It was easy, ridiculously easy. Casual conversation, 1 drink too many, looks, and it happened. My first infidelity. When I cheated, I didn't feel guilt. I felt better, like I was taking something that had been taken from me. That night, before falling asleep, I thought about my husband, about his calm face, his sense of security, and I smiled, because he still didn't know the game had changed. On the second day, there were 2, not because I was desperately looking for them, but because I understood something. The power was on my side. I chose. I decided. I set the pace. They were part of the plan, not the center of the story. Each infidelity was different. Different conversations, different people, different lies. And as the days went by, my goal became clearer. It wasn't about losing control. It was about matching him, about looking myself in the mirror afterward and saying, now we're even. My friends didn't know everything. They knew enough. They saw me differently, more relaxed, sharper, more ironic. I laughed, toasted, danced, but inside I was counting. 1, 2, 3. The 4th came effortlessly, the 5th with laughter, the 6th with a calm that surprised me. It was no longer impulse, it was a decision, and that made it stronger. Every night when I returned to the hotel, I grabbed my phone, not to text him, to remind myself why I was doing this, to not forget the image from the camera, the door closing, the woman getting out of his car. On the 7th day, I woke up calm. There was no turning back. I was no longer the same woman that had left home, and there was still more to come. I wasn't running. I was getting revenge. And the best part of all was that he still suspected nothing. When I understood that it had already been enough, I relaxed and kept enjoying my vacation. Then came the 7th. I looked at myself in the hotel bathroom mirror and saw a different woman, no longer naive, no longer trusting. I was calm, strangely calm. That kind of calm that shows up when you stop expecting anything from someone who already disappointed you. That same day, I met the 8th. I didn't even look for him. He was just there, like everything else. A brief conversation, a complicit smile, an improvised dinner. I realized something uncomfortable but powerful. It took no effort. I wasn't empty. I was determined. And when that infidelity happened, I felt absolutely no guilt. I only felt that the plan was moving forward exactly as it should. The 9th was the final confirmation, the closing act, the exact point where his betrayal and mine were finally on the same level. It wasn't special. It didn't need to be. It just needed to exist. And it did. 9. Exactly 9 infidelities. Not one more, not one less. When that last night of the vacation ended, I went back to the room, dropped my bag on the bed, and opened WhatsApp. My contact list was different. New names, new photos, conversations that meant nothing but proved everything. I didn't keep memories. I kept proof that I had also lived a double life, that I hadn't stayed behind waiting. My friends saw me laugh, dance, say goodbye to the place with hugs and empty promises. They thought I was coming back renewed, and in a way, they were right. I was renewed, but not to save my marriage. I was coming back to end it. Before going home, I checked the camera app one more time. Nothing surprised me anymore. I saw arrivals, I saw departures, I saw different women. I saw how my home had become a place he used as if I didn't exist, and instead of hurting, it gave me the confirmation I needed. When I landed, I didn't tell him. I wanted to see his face unprepared. I walked into the house with my suitcase, left everything in the hallway, and found him in the kitchen. He stood up to greet me, smiled, told me he had missed me. I looked at him calmly, the way you look at someone who no longer has power over you. We sat down. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't make a scene. I told him I already knew everything. That I had seen the cameras, that I knew how many times he had brought women into our home, that I knew exactly how he moved when he thought no one was watching. He went silent. And then came the best part. I told him that I had done the same, that while he was playing his double life, I had also met other men, that it hadn't been once, that it hadn't been a mistake, that it had been 9. Exactly 9. His face changed, from shock to anger, from anger to panic. He started talking, making excuses, saying it wasn't the same. I stopped him right there. It was exactly the same. I told him I didn't do it to compete or to hurt him. I did it so he would understand, so he would feel it, so he couldn't stand in front of me as the victim. Then I told him what I had already decided before boarding the plane back. I wanted a divorce. Not a separation, not some time apart, a divorce. And I wasn't going to be nice about it. I reminded him that everything we had was shared. The house, the accounts, the assets, everything. And that the law doesn't reward infidelity. That 50% was mine, whether he liked it or not. That in addition to losing the control he thought he had, he was going to lose half of what he'd built with me. That's when he raised his voice. That's when he panicked. He asked me to think about everything we had lived, the years, the promises.
I listened without interrupting. When he finished, I told him something simple. He broke the promises first. I just made sure I didn't stay beneath him. That night, we slept in separate rooms. The next day, I started moving everything forward: lawyers, paperwork, decisions. He couldn't believe how cold I was. I could, because I had already cried everything I needed to cry before going on vacation. I didn't leave victorious. I left free. His punishment wasn't that I met other men. His punishment was losing me, and on top of that, having to pay the full price for believing he could cheat on me without consequences. 9 men, 7 days, 1 revenge, and a divorce that left him with exactly he deserved.